And PR Project is back. What up, what up? This is the PR Project. I'm Tommie. I got Aaron and Gary. This is episode 123. This is like the relaunch of the relaunch. Welcome, Gary.
Thank you. Almost didn't make this one either.
I know. I was so sick. We had this new setup, and I'm like, bro, this is so fire. The whole time me and Aaron are having this conversation, I'm like, dog, where is Gary? Where's Garrison?
No, I appreciate that too. And I listened to the full episode last week.
Yeah.
You guys are great. Sounded great. Then the clips start coming in. It's like, oh, look how clear that looks.
Yeah. Did you feel jealous? Were you like,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
A little FOMO.
Like, how do I photo shot myself in here with my own little takes?
That's the good part about like this concept is like, if you don't know, like people don't know, whenever Gary misses anything, like if it's a group run or something like that, Gary's gonna send like a poorly photoshopped picture of himself somehow in this run, and you can't do that with this content.
No, not at all.
So like you just have to next time you just gotta be here, Gary.
Yeah.
I saw the text message in the group chat that just said seriously, and I said, "Oh, he gonna miss again." 'Cause I literally just saw seriously, and I just like, is he? But yeah, no.
If you missed again,
worried.
we just you know what, Gary's just a special guest every now and then. You know what I'm saying? No, but it was a bummer to not have you here, so I'm glad you're here. This is like the relaunch of the relaunch, PR Project, episode number 123. Does it feel like 123 episodes?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
Well, I mean, I guess we kind of been jumping around a little bit.
We took a little brief hiatus, so that's stretched it out a little bit.
Plus, I wasn't here from episode 1 anyway, so no.
Oh, yeah, so it doesn't feel like 123 to you.
You know, Gary's the transfer student.
Yeah.
Calling Gary a transfer student is probably the funniest concept for me.
50-year-old transfers.
When do you go back, Gary? All right, so what do you feel like you missed? Like, were you like just listening? What did we do wrong? Did you have any notes for us?
No notes at all. Honestly, it was a really good conversation. Like, it kind of flew by. It was one of those where I still had it on like 1.6 speed, but it wasn't where somebody like me who talks too fast, you're like, what did he say? No, it was still smooth, great. It was just a great conversation. Okay. Fun to listen to, for sure.
All right, thank you, Gary.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gary. Noted.
It's like riding a bike, Just it took us a second to get our rhythm, but once we found it, I think it was cool.
Yeah. I mean, and it's cool that we like took a little break because, I mean, to me, it just feels like there's just so much to talk about now. And for a minute there, it felt like information overload. But I think that I also had purposely took a little bit of time away from like watching running Instagram because I felt like there's just so much of similar content, which is good because like at one point that's all I wanted to see is like I just want to see all running stuff. But then after a while you kind of want to have like different inputs of like for creative purposes. You don't want to. Next thing you know, because like especially we all make content, like it's so easy to accidentally or unintentionally make content just like somebody else. Like you get inspired and then you end up doing something you didn't even put the two together. So if I'm gonna steal from somebody, I'd rather it be like somebody outside of running.
Or if you're gonna steal from somebody, be a conscious steal and not like a steal that you like, oh, I didn't even know I stole that.
But so listen, there's this dude named Brandon the Foodie, right? So he posts this video of him in his car eating. He would like take the styrofoam and crunch it up and then like turn the camera to him and like scream like this wild like roar, right? So like I hit him up. I was like, bro, can I use this audio? He like, bet, yeah, I don't care. So then I did it with like a shoebox, like where he tears up the box or whatever and you turn it to yourself and scream. So mine did okay. Like I wasn't expecting it to go viral, but I just thought it was fun. So I followed him and then I asked him one more time, can I use? He's like, yeah, I don't care, bro. That's what's up. And at the time he had like maybe like 8,000 followers or something like that. He was just like a food reviewer. So like he'd go sit in his car, eat and talk about the food. And then occasionally he would do that audio, And I didn't like check his Instagram for a couple of days. And I just went back. And that one video that I took the sound from has 12 million or like 15 million views all of a sudden. Wow. So he went from like 8,000 followers to like 40 something right now. And occasionally he like likes my content or whatever, but it was like I was like I just wanted to make sure that because that's somebody's thing,
Yeah.
That's very unique. Like I've never seen anybody like destroy a styrofoam like lid just to open it just to see what the food would look like underneath and then scream. You know what I'm saying? But I like stuff like that. Like I want to see stuff from other like arenas. You know what I mean?
For sure. That's an honorable thing too that you asked him, because some people would just be like, it's on the internet, it's public use, but
it felt very personal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Primal Scream is very personal.
yeah, it's like if he saw it, like that's absolutely. There's no other way to. Like I took the concept, everything. I just did it with like a New Balance box or something like that.
Right. Yeah. It's one thing to like steal somebody's like audio music, like all like a trending tune.
Yeah.
That's one thing, but like
that's literally
to take a personal. Yeah,
for sure. All right, so listen. So one thing that we talked about a lot, we put out a couple, what do they call it, reels and like snippets from the conversation last time, and one of the things that really stood out to people, I feel like, was the smaller races, like. That's been Aaron's thing for a minute. It's just like the concept of, I don't think that everybody performs the same. Some people can go travel and walk around forever and still somehow rip off like the marathon of their dreams. Some people have to go to Boston, sit still for like the whole weekend, have zero fun just to do well that day, and then maybe have some fun like the days after with like half a leg, But for the rest of us, like there's all of that up and down, all the like information overload. Everybody's there. It's like a party everywhere you go. That's hard to do and then have the race of your dreams, or even close to it. It's just a lot of stimulation to then also ask your body to do this one thing that you've been training for like 3-4 months. So it is nice for during a time when like all people talk about is like major marathons and everybody has to get to 6. Now there's 7, and there's going to be 8, and there's going to be 9 majors, like that's like the talk of the town every time it's marathon season. So it's cool to have like that conversation of like what else is out there, but then it also like leads to like what other races outside of like the marathon is out there.
Right.
Like, so I've done like Peachtree, which is fire. Like it's the largest 10K in the world, but it's like, it feels like a major marathon because I think it's like 30,000 people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They have corrals like A through Z, but that sounds like a nightmare, but it's such a short race that it clears out differently than like a major marathon would.
Which doesn't make sense because a major marathon is 26 miles, right? You can like have those people kind of spread out a bit more.
Yeah,
10K is so much more compact.
I should not say. I don't know. I think I might have spoke out of turn. I didn't start it in like the last corral, so I don't really know. But
it was people starting when y'all had already finished.
By far. Because it's only 6 miles, so it's like like that would make a lot of sense. But I've never heard anyone complain about the race being congested or unprepared or whatever. It's run so well. But like, what other races are y'all like are out there that y'all like? I want to run this race.
You got to do Falmouth, right?
Yeah.
That sounds like a fun one. Again, it's a tradition. It's in Massachusetts.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's like a yearly thing. It's been around for decades, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like races like those that have like that tradition, like the Crim here in Flint.
Yeah.
Those are big races. Those are. We're at the time of year where everybody's like, "What are you training for this fall or this spring?"
Yeah.
And it's usually a marathon.
Yeah.
So I like to talk about like other races that we could do as well. Like you were just saying, like the 10 mile in Flint. People, that's their big race of the year. What other races are out there? Like I got to do the New Balance Fifth Avenue Mile, which was a kind of a bucket list for me. I like to do some of those other like not regulated, like Orchard Street over in New York. They got those bread runs. That looks fun.
You know about those? Mm-mm. So Orchard Street runners, you'll see like the OSR logo. They'll do those unsanctioned, races like in the middle of the night or whatever. And this one thing that he does, he's called like the bread runs. Like he does it, I think it's like once a year. Mm-hmm. But his dad, I can't remember the guy's name, but he's like the founder of Orchard Street Runners. His dad used to have a bread truck. So I guess he would start at like 2:30 a.m. Like that's when his shift started. So the race starts at 2:30 a.m. and then goes to the stops that are on his on this particular bread run, because he'd go to all these stores and deliver bread or whatever. So like it's called the bread run. But then they also do I think they just announced they're doing a half marathon before the New York City Marathon this year, and they posted the New York City Marathon sold out, but we're not. We're accepting as many people that want to do this as possible. And so, I think there's still checkpoints. I'm not sure about that one. But,
yeah, I haven't seen that one, but there's usually a checkpoint of some sort in these.
Yeah, but then there's Take the Bridge that Darcy does. And I feel like she's one of the like OGs of like this unsanctioned like shorter type of race or like those stops, you know, because it started like with bicycles and stuff like that. But
and it's competitive too. It's not like you know,
it's
I don't like
fun.
the term hobby jogger, but it's not a hobby jogger race. It is a come prepared.
I mean,
it's both.
It's both. It's super both. Like that's the cool part. Like, cause I did one to Take the Bridge in Miami, and this always seems. It used to be. I feel like those used to be kind of like on their own, but now it seems like because of like brand awareness, like brands want to like tap into some of these more like ChatGPT name like grassroots type vibes. They want to like tap in with these things that like people created that have a following of their own, and like Take the Bridge is one of those. And so like I feel now you start seeing it happening ahead of certain events, like ahead of a big marathon or a half marathon. Like so they had it in Miami, and I ran it and wasn't trying to like run fast at all. But it's just fun because you got to go to these checkpoints. You get like a marker on your hand, and then you go to the next one. Like so, it's proof that you did the stops or whatever. So those are super fun. But there were so many people that were just there just for the vibes, and you know, I don't even know if they cared what time they finished. But there are some people that are just like hauling it. But you can go anywhere you want to go. Like there's no rules, but you do have to get to the checkpoints, and that's fire.
Yeah, that's cool. I think I want to do one of those one day where it's just like no set route, no, you know what I'm saying, just first person, like how Tracksmith does after Boston. It's like first back to the track. I think that's
kind of crazy.
Yeah,
it's cool, like, you know, just non-traditional, just kind of like creative other ways to get people running. But as far as like bucket list races, I don't know if I specifically have any of them, but I would say try, if you ever get the chance, try to run a race. Like I ran a Philly Love Run half, and that entire weekend is built around a half marathon instead of, you know, there's a marathon and then there's a half as well. And obviously there's other ones, the Brooklyn half and stuff like that. Yeah. It's interesting to run a race where the half marathon is actually like the thing instead of like the marathon being the thing, but most people are running a half marathon anyway. So that was really cool. You
think it changed the vibe a lot?
I think it does. I think it kind of lowers people's anxiety because
for sure.
The marathon is just so daunting. Like even if you're like 100% prepared, there's still variables that can go wrong. Yeah. Whereas the half is much more like a joyous occasion. You know, people look forward to it. They're like, oh, I know I'm gonna run fast, and if I do suffer, it's not gonna be forever. It'll be, you know what I'm saying? It'll be decent. So. I highly recommend that one though. They do a really good job.
You do see a lot more smiling faces across the finish line in half.
It's much less suffering for sure.
Yeah, double this up. You probably see a lot of smiles in the half point of a marathon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know when they got that, like when the guys are like on the scaffoldings go up above, a lot of smiles there, but not like in like 6 miles after that. Ain't no smiles.
Yeah,
no
that
more.
Overhead camera at mile 13 of the New York City Marathon. You can smile at that one.
Yeah, but then there's like another one though somewhere that just like every time I run past it, I don't even know if it's up there. I can't look up. If I look up, it's over. Yeah. I might be up for real.
Yeah. I might be on my back.
Yeah, but now
my shoes might see the sky that day.
I feel like if I had to say like a dream race that I wanted, I think some of mine are still marathons. Like I'd love to run Valencia. Yeah. Like purely because of the finish. Yeah. You know, the finish line looks insane.
I'm scared of water.
It's not. I mean, it's not like you on a tightrope. It's a big.
Think about it. At the end of a marathon, that might feel like a tightrope. That might feel like a balance beam at the end.
It's coming through, hands out.
No, I guess the end's like.
I wonder
watch.
I wonder if anybody's fallen in the water in Valencia. Now that you said, I don't think so though.
I mean, that's a way to go viral. Like I ran 26 miles,
and I jumped in the water.
I just took a dive, I just went in a drink.
And if it happens this year, it's because of this show.
Don't ban us.
Don't ban us. We didn't do it. We didn't do it.
We didn't encourage it. We're
not inciting the dive.
No, but it's hot though, right? It's Spain. I get it.
But is it in? It's like in. I don't know. Like don't get me. I'm about to say it's in November or something like that. But then that doesn't mean anything. I don't even know what the weather system is. I don't know what the weather system is here. It was 8 degrees this morning. Anything. I have a dream race. Not here. Just not here. Anywhere not here. I'll do it.
I'll be honest. Those first couple miles today.
You ran outside?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
I told you, Gary does not care.
Okay, let's
if
talk
the sun
about
is shining, Gary's outside.
it was the sun was shining. That was pretty much the
Okay.
sole reason.
It's not like you just are just such a fan of like the great outdoors. It's
I camp.
It's because you hate the treadmill. Like let's stop sugarcoating it like you love the sun and all this other stuff.
No,
what is your beef
That's
with the
the
treadmill?
question. Do you love the outdoors as much as, or do you? Let me figure out how we can frame it. Do you love the outdoors more than you hate the treadmill?
Yeah.
Do I love the outdoors more than I hate the treadmill?
Yeah,
Yes.
which one is it?
Well,
Is
yeah.
is it because do you
Or
love,
do you hate the treadmill so much that the outdoors is
I
the
did.
default?
I did 2 straight weeks in the treadmill, which for me is pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, and very little complaining.
I mean that's true. I mean you didn't
I think he
complain
only
too
made
much.
one reel
Yeah.
that was negative of the
Yeah,
treadmill.
and in fact, I made a one positive reel about being on the treadmill.
I mean, no matter how many times you slide your hand slowly across the table, I'm not believing you.
I got to go outside last weekend for the 10 miles because I couldn't fathom doing another 10 miles indoors. It was gonna be by myself because there was no way I don't think any of us could have met up at that point. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. And then today was my longest run since the Eugene Marathon last April.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Wait, what did you run today?
12 miles.
12 miles and it was like 12 degrees.
Yeah, in the first 6 into the wind because
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the smart way to do
yeah,
it.
but I got done. There's parts of my body were just red. And I had double layers on, just wind burnt.
I'm okay, bro. I'm
But
okay.
but on the way back, because it was sun out, it was fine.
Yeah.
Because you warm up, and we got all this fun winter gear that folks have been nice
I mean,
enough
for
to send
some
us.
of y'all that are listening to this right now, Gary didn't answer the question, but that's okay.
What's the question?
Do you hate the treadmill?
Yes.
Okay.
I got used to it a lot more this year. A lot of it was because I knew for sure, like, I've been coming back from injury like for 2 years in a row. I'm not going to mess around with the footing. And, running with you guys or running with a show or headphones, it's easier, especially if it's 6 to 8 miles.
Yeah.
I did a couple 10 milers with you guys, but I just, if it's nice out and my
I
skin
get it. I
has
get it.
thickened up a bit more,
Yeah.
then I'm going to
It's-
go outside.
For me, it's just my fingers get too cold. I wear gloves, and then I have hand warmers in those gloves, and then I have mittens on top of that.
Yeah.
But on the treadmill today, my hands were cold
That's crazy.
because the way I carry my hands, I don't have much blood flow probably in my fingers, and so like that's actually a benefit at times probably, but not when it's cold.
Yeah.
Like I'll get back to the car after if I had to run over an hour outside, and it under like 15 degrees, I think that like I'd probably have an issue.
Yeah, I think it feels like 15 is probably my threshold.
Yeah, feels like
Anything under feels like 15 it starts to get hairy. But with the right mittens on, my hands are fine. I ran outside on Thursday. The reason I've been indoors so much lately is because I don't like the combination of running when it's super cold and when it's dark.
Yeah, because you get out of work.
Because it's just like
Yeah.
I'm an evening runner, so the fact that the sun was going down at 4:55 is just like
That don't help.
I have to run the whole thing in the dark and cold. Like I don't.
It's
don't
funny
wanna do
too
that.
because lately, these past couple of years, running in the dark has just not been my thing.
Yeah.
I don't like it for whatever reason.
Yeah,
maybe
it's
just my
hard to look
eyesight's not
forward
good.
to it.
It could be an eyesight thing,
That's true.
You know, but I
already
just-
don't do a great job of getting out of the way of cars when it's daylight.
right? Yeah,
So.
but no, but like you went in the dark outside. The couple nights ago, like your first time outside, right? Yeah.
But that was with a group. It's a
It
little
was with
different.
it was,
Downtown.
yeah,
Was it
yeah,
downtown?
It was downtown, mostly downtown,
Yeah, so it's
mostly
kinda lit.
midtown.
It's a
So
little
it was
bit-
lit.
little bit
But like
better.
out by me, it's street lights are questionable, sidewalks are
Sidewalks are
questionable.
questionable, yeah.
It's just like it's not worth it. I'll just go to the gym. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
luckily, it's early February, and the sun is going down at 5:50.
It's not bad.
It's really not fully dark until like 6:20. So I can get off work and knock out an hour run and be back in the house before it's like all the way dark, which is it's beautiful. Now I just need the temperature to figure out.
I mean, when I saw 20 degrees on the weather app, I was like, oh, it's gonna be nice.
What, for today?
And I, like the
other day, you did
the
say
end of last
20
week, I was like,
something.
oh, 20.
Yeah.
That's like
But the problem with the high for me is I'm not normally running when the high temperature is
Right.
happening. So like I can be like, oh, it's gonna be 80 today, but if it's 20 when I'm running, it's 20 when I'm running.
yeah.
But one thing though, for sure, like that I've tried to. Okay, so I ran 20 miles on the treadmill today,
Yeah.
right? and I posted it, and purposely it was like 20 miles on the treadmill. So people are like, how do you do it? Or I did this many miles and all that stuff. I think it's like, if you have a long run that you have to do, or just because of the weather that it's safer for you to run on the treadmill, if you go into the treadmill run thinking about it a little differently, and create some purpose around it, it just makes it easier. Not to say like that you have to like it, but there's moments where it's like, okay, not only is it safer and just smarter for me to run on the treadmill today, it's an opportunity to practice fueling, because you get to have all your gels and your bottle, everything right in front of you. You don't have to worry about doubling back to the car or carrying it. Then you also just get to practice in maybe what you're going to actually race your race in, because a lot of us train in the winter in like these colder months, and then it's going to be April in our race, or May, and it's going to be 60 to 70 degrees. At least you have some moments where you can like, okay, let me train, almost like heat training in a way. So it's like there are some benefits to doing it that, running on the treadmill. It does get really boring, but then that's also a benefit too. You get to kind of, I guess, like callous your mind a little bit to that like monotony of just running in place. You know?
And I mean that's like every obstacle that we face in training, right? It's like you have to reframe it and figure out, how can I find the benefits? How can I find the positives in this, instead of going into it already defeated? I have to do this on the treadmill. It's like, no, you get to do it on a treadmill, for one. And for two, it's like the benefits will pay off if you allow them to. But if your only idea of the treadmill is, I hate this and I never want to do it, it's never going to be fun. Like, it could be the best day for you, but the mindset that you go into it with, if it's negative just right off the rip, then how do you expect to ever have a good day on the treadmill?
Right.
Like,
And that's what helped me out quite a bit was, I knew a day or two ahead of time, this is going to be a treadmill run. Let's get your mind right. Let's get into this frame of mind where because right now I'm not training for anything. I'm just building. And so that kind of helped me get through this. Like, you're just putting on miles here, no big deal. Just knock them out.
And if you run at my gym, you know how many episodes of Murder, She Wrote you can watch in a 20-mile run?
You should have started with that.
That's crazy.
You
can see Angela Lansbury like in rare form. She going crazy.
Man, but the one thing I really don't like, if I had to say there's one thing I don't like about running on the treadmill, is the TVs.
I can't focus on the TV.
I can apparently only focus on the TV channel that I don't want to watch.
Really?
For some reason, as soon as I see a certain news station or channel, whatever you call it, I just immediately get stuck there and read every headline.
Oh, you can't do
Fox,
that.
by the way. Every time I see, it's just like I'm like, okay, Fox is over there. I'm just gonna look, because the headlines are just
that's some real mental training right there. Not only are you doing 20 miles,
I gotta stay I can't look at TV number 7.
All of this negative, news coming out.
Yeah.
That's a real mind. You're mind callous right there.
Yeah, that's why when I was training for TSP, everybody's like, "What you running for?" I'm training for the apocalypse, like the world ending. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because channel's number 7 says that there's something going down.
Sounds happening.
Yeah, no, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
That is the news is questionable, but the entertainment factor, they know how to keep you tuned in.
Yeah, I almost turned the speed up to 12 real quick, just to get out some aggression.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, the things that you hone in on when you on the treadmill for that long, and then that's a station that never turn off. It's always going.
24 hours.
It's always
7
going.
days a week.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, do I shift my focus? I can't look at just one TV. Like I was trying to watch. It was on the weekend, so it was a football game on, and I was trying to pay attention to the football game, but I get weird.
That's funny.
I can't keep my eyes on the same TV for too long, or I feel like I'm gonna fall off the.
Do you know what I've noticed? What I do? Sometimes for Planet Fitness, for example, they have the bikes or some sort of
those
sport.
are dangerous.
Yeah.
And you watch
the GoPro.
I'll find myself leaning the other way.
Yeah. So they did. So the Winter Olympics started. Was that yesterday?
Yeah.
Opening ceremonies, I think.
Yeah, in Milan or something like that, right? Or
Milano.
Milano,
Yeah.
not Milan.
Yeah.
Okay, read.
Cortiva and Milano.
Okay,
it's a
all right.
dual city.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave tomorrow. Yeah. But it was so like they had this. I forgot what the sport was, but it was definitely like skiing down through like something, and it was. I think you have to like hydroplane over water.
Slope scouts. Oh no, I saw that.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Right.
'Cause they
Like
kept
you go
wiping
down
out.
into the water,
They were
right?
It was like a
really?
little
It's
pool.
like a new thing, yeah. Like
I've
it's
never
crazy.
seen that.
It was
Like they
crazy.
just making up stuff. That's kind
why
of
not?
fire.
Yeah.
So they come flying down, but then the drone was coming from like a football field away, coming in hot, right? Like flying towards, and I don't even know what sport it is. I'm like, what's happening? Why is this drone coming in so fast? And then as the guy is like hitting the water, coming at a different angle, the drone is coming past him and like swings around. I almost like lost it today on the treadmill because I'm locked in thinking I'm not sure what's gonna happen. And then the guy all of a sudden pops up. I'm trying to dodge him. He's trying to dodge me. I don't know what's going on, but they need to cut it out because certain things shouldn't be on TVs like that while people are in like motion.
It's definitely a liability.
I feel like they stopped doing it because they used to have way more of that like bike situation on the screens, but they don't have it anymore. So maybe somebody hurt themselves.
It's possible.
Yeah, now
I see Hella on the TV a lot.
You do?
Yeah, because I think he's a part of either the GoPro. I think he
Maybe GoPro.
It might be.
I ain't seen him on TV yet.
I'll see him. It's one commercial that they run,
That's dope.
I see him a lot, and I'm like, that's what's
That's
up,
dope.
brother. That's what's
I
up.
saw on a bike.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of bike. Oh, it was the iFit. The iFit bike.
Yeah.
And they were like looping this commercial like that goes with the bike or whatever. And Knox was on there for a second, like come run with me type of thing. And then like a couple other people that I've met over time, like that's really cool to just randomly look over and see somebody that you know on a screen in the gym. Yeah. Like it just seems so wild, like that's a possibility.
Yeah, it's cool.
But yeah, man, it's a vibe.
Yeah,
it's a vibe.
The treadmill is not bad.
Yeah, it's
and like
not
you
bad.
said, you get to do things that you might not be able to do while you're out on the road. You can bring your fuel with you. You can try new fuel because guess what?
The
bathroom is right around there.
Yeah, because right now I'm trying to do this thing where I'm trying to like see how many grams of carbs I can take in an hour, and they say like elite athletes, especially on the trail side of things, ultra runners can handle like some of them can get up to like 100 grams per hour, and that's like 3 gels and a little bit more, you know. And that's quite a bit.
That's a lot.
Like that's like so I'm taking a gel every 20 minutes.
Are they doing that gels and or drink or the combo?
Well, I feel like for most people probably on trail it's probably mostly gels just because at the elite level it's probably mostly gels, and then they in the whatever they're drinking is more likely like electrolytes or just pure water. So everything is probably a gel for them. So they're taking like 3.5 gels an hour. And so I did it today. I think I've been able to get to 90 per hour and not feel like sick or anything like that.
So are you doing every 15, every 20?
Every 20. So every 20, and then I do have carbs in the drink form too. So I'll mix it up because I'm trying to get myself to be. I'm trying to get my stomach to be as uncomfortable as possible, you know. So like I don't, like you said, you're at the gym, so it doesn't really matter. Like if you just have a bad day, then just like stop.
Mix in a little bicarb, we can get real explosive.
Bro, just try to blow something up so it turn into a volcano.
No, I need this treadmill right here.
If I got a bill, I've got 5 seconds.
And today, I remember today we was right in front of the bathroom. I was like, oh, it's time. I was like, it's time. I hit stop. It was off the board before it was finished running, and then I go into the bathroom. It's only in that big gym. It's only 2 stalls. I mean, luckily everything was fine. Like there was an open stall, but bro, I thought about it. Like, dog, what if they're not prepared for runners for real? Because if you want a treadmill going and you got to go, if you had to get off the treadmill to go, it's time.
I'm going to say it.
What you
You'd have to utilize the urinal, bro.
Oh, my God.
Better than the sink?
You know, where else, of all the other places in the gym,
Yeah.
if you was working there,
where would you want somebody
Where would
to
you
do
want
that?
it? You got to utilize the urinal, dog.
Gym workers, chime in.
Hey, let us know if there's somewhere else you would think. You know, I can't think of anywhere. I mean, maybe in a trash can, so they could just
Trash can,
Shower?
man.
Shower?
Guys.
No, not the shower. Not the shower. No, not the shower.
Guys.
All right, let's rank our top 5.
Oh, because some of these bathrooms in some of these especially Planet Fitness, I've been seeing. I don't know if they used to always have like the changing rooms. I thought them used to be stalls.
No,
No,
the
they
changing
always
rooms.
been
Okay, they always been changing rooms. So like I went to one. I'm like, oh, I want to go back to the back corner. That boy was a That boy was a.
Where's the toilet?
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about?
Nah, yeah, we probably need to talk about something.
Yeah,
other-
I feel
other
like
than
that was fun though.
Yeah.
The Planet Fitness, get more toilets. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I don't think people are tuning in for this kind of.
I think they are.
They might be.
You're
I
right.
think they are.
Yeah.
If they're listening,
Time will tell.
I feel like if you are a legacy like PR project listener, you're prepared for whatever.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. You know, it gets off the rails.
But then if you're listening to this period, you're probably a runner.
Yeah.
So you also
Yeah.
like are aware of what we're talking about. And if you have not necessarily run far enough yet, like you're new to the journey, this is coming to you.
Just come
You
back.
will have
Come back
an
to
issue.
episode 123 when
I mean,
it happens. And
You'll be like, oh, this is why they're being disgusting because
I put
it
in my
happened.
stories, I said, new format, new logo, same jokes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Same immaturity.
Yeah. I saw some bobcats on this. Like somebody was like, bobcats not on the run. Not on my run, but like somebody was saying like
Planet Fitness?
Mother Nature telling it, like showing us like where we really are, and it was like some skiers that had like just stopped, and it was like a mother bobcat that came from out of the trees and like stood in the middle of like the slope, and while like 4 little baby bobcats like came running through like just like through the passing or whatever. But I'm sitting there watching them watch the bobcats, and I'm not familiar with like animals enough to know like what's what.
Yeah.
Now people go, oh, like coyotes don't want to mess with you. I saw a coyote the other day, 15 feet away from me. No joke, right? It's bigger than my dog.
Yeah.
And it just looked at me because I was taking the trash out, and I'm just like, I think you're supposed to just keep walking. So I just keep walking and look cool, and it just watched me walk away, and I was terrified. I didn't even go back until I like knew for sure maybe it was gone.
There's a coyote nest like next to the temple in my neighborhood.
I think they call them dens.
Dens, this.
Yeah, nest.
Yeah.
I was gonna let it
Yeah,
rock because
I-
I
Yeah.
didn't know.
That's a
but-
good point. Yeah. Dens. But yeah, there's
the only
one.
reason why I know is because like wolves have dens,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and I feel like they like the same type of thing. You saw that movie with Liam Neeson in the wolves den thingy? Y'all didn't see that movie?
Nah,
Bro, that was crazy.
I don't
Because-
think
no,
I've ever seen a Liam Neeson movie.
you
But
lying.
shout out. That's my family.
You lying.
I'm serious. I ain't never seen Taken, bro.
You've never seen
I've
Taken?
never seen Taken either.
You've never seen Taken?
I feel like I know.
Wait.
I feel like
I know
I
it.
mean,
You took my daughter. I'm coming to get
coming
it.
to get you.
Boom, boom, boom.
I got her back. Bad man died. I got my daughter back. Roll credits.
So wait, which one was first? Taken or John Wick?
I think Taken.
Taken?
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
don't know.
Because
basically,
Liam Neeson a little older than Keanu Reeves, and he.
but I mean, he was old when he did.
I don't know. I feel like the first John Wick, which I have not seen
Been
either.
around the same time.
I haven't seen it either.
But I feel like maybe the same time, or maybe John Wick was a little bit
That's
earlier.
possible. I don't know.
I feel like they're the same movie. One, John Wick just was mad they killed the dog,
Yeah.
which I agree with. And the guy was mad he took his daughter.
Yeah.
I'd also agree with that. So
Sometimes you
I
need
feel-
revenge.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of bad guys are gone because of those two movies. I feel like y'all should watch them both. All right, so I got a question for y'all. All right, so y'all know that like we've all been in the content space for a little bit, right? I've had the opportunity, and y'all have too, to work with like different brands as you've kind of gone through the years, and I've worked with several brands in 1 year. Didn't think much of it because like that's just like the nature of like content creation. That's the nature of like influencer, but it comes up like often. Like, because remember in the beginning, I kind of didn't want to have one company because I felt like at a time when we started to come up in this space, it was like post 2020, and brands were kind of like reaching to work with people that looked like us, and it felt kind of just like a grab, like, oh yeah, sweet, I get to work with one brand, and then you realize like, oh, this isn't what I thought it was, you know. So I've always been like, no, I like to be able to work with different brands and all that stuff. So the question I want to ask y'all is like, if you had a choice, would you work with several different brands in 1 year, or would you lock in with like one brand, and why would y'all choose that?
I guess it'd be kind of fun to work with one brand, depending on what the ask was, and what like what are you getting out of it in terms of like not even gear and money per se, but like what do they want from you? How are you guys working together on this? If it's just we're going to give you this one pair of shoes for the year, let us know what you think. Here's a shirt. But you can't wear any other shoes, but you got to wear just this particular pair of shoes. We'll refill it as needed, or send you new updated. I put 200 miles in the shoe. Okay, we're gonna send you another pair.
No.
Yeah, but if there's like, hey, we're gonna do a bunch of reels. We're gonna fly you out to New York to do a shoot. We're gonna do this and that. Like really kind of make it a full year of activities. I can get behind that. But if it's just
like a cheaper ambassador type
like, thing,
nah.
yeah.
I think I wouldn't mind locking in with a single brand just because I'm not one to like do a lot of pitching or like, do a lot of reaching out to multiple brands and multiple, like I don't mind dealing with just one person or a couple people or a department. But like you said, it would have to be something worthwhile.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not going, I wouldn't want to be exclusive to one specific brand, just for small perks, like I would like to keep my options open. And this is, a lot coming from somebody that I don't do a lot of partnerships or things like that. Like a lot of the stuff that I do is with you or with the group and stuff. So, having the option, I like the idea of having options, but also I don't really have options. So like if they want to come through, if somebody want to come through and swoop me up and offer something that feels like is worth it, then I'd be down. But it also depends on the brand too, because I don't want to be out here in a
right.
Well, that's the other thing too, right? Because I think my mind immediately went to like shoes and like a shoe brand, but it could be more than that. It could be socks, it could be nutrition, it could be a whole types of other things. I think having something like that is an easier decision to make than it would be for a shoe or a gear brand in my mind. And I don't know why.
No, that makes sense because there definitely is a difference between. I mean, a shoe brand is that's the one that gets a little iffy, even for me. So if you decide to work with a nutrition company, there's not necessarily at this moment like 20 other nutrition companies that rival the one that you may pick. You know what I mean? Like as in like, let's just say the biggest nutrition company pops up and says, hey, we want you to, what's the downside to that? But if Nike pulls up, what about Adidas? Like what about New Balance? Like there's so many different things that each one of these brands holds. Like New Balance has London and New York, and Adidas has Boston and Berlin. Like it's, and Nike has Chicago and like stuff overseas, and they do stuff like kind of a little bit more like grand, I guess, in the States. So it's a tough choice. But if you are talking about like socks, then it's like it's easier to pull and think about like I can wear one sock for a year. I'm not. What am I missing out on really?
Yeah.
So that is a much easier choice. But the reason why I asked y'all is like, as you see, we talked about, the influencer thing last week, and as like content creation is growing like rapidly, and people are, I heard something the other day where it says like, the average user is leaning more content creation than they used to be. It used to be more like consuming the content and just watching and being like kind of a part of that type of transaction. But now it's like more people are putting more content out in that lane of like it looks just like the content creators that are getting paid to do whatever they're doing. So now you have more people that are considering the possibility of like an ambassadorship, and they don't necessarily know like 2,000 followers. Somebody says, hey, do you want to be an ambassador? Do I say yes to that? Like, is that an opportunity that I really want to capitalize on? Is it an opportunity that's even worth it? Because there are some companies still that like have this ambassadorship that is fully exclusive, but then the benefit is very like in my opinion like meager compared to what their ability would be if they decided to, instead of having 200 ambassadors, they had 10 or 20,
Right.
you know, and that's a method too. That's a business model, like to have 200 ambassadors. So it's like, just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on what that, you know, like what that looks like for people, or like what that means, because y'all are right. It's, you have to decide, is this worth it for me? And it's easier the smaller or the more niche like that company
sure.
is. But to me, it was always, you know, I'm going to hold out until I can figure out that I'm big enough in maybe not followership, but like what I mean to myself and to my community, to be able to put myself in a position to say I can get what I'm asking for. Like, as I heard Nip say one time, that like he was asking for these demands, you know, like La Russell right now, like he just signed to, I think, Rock Nation or something like that. But I feel like his asks were probably the same 5 years ago as they are now.
Yeah.
But 5 years ago, he hadn't built enough.
He didn't have the leverage.
Right, so the leverage to get that. So sometimes it's like, for anybody watching, it's like, what do I do? I got somebody that's asking me to be an ambassador for 6 months, and I can't wear anything else. If it makes sense and it furthers what you think you've already built, great. If it hinders that and it doesn't allow you to continue to build, and it doesn't allow you to kind of move freely in the space, I don't think it's worth it, unless they're paying you some bag that makes you feel like, oh, this is helping me in a different way.
Yeah.
You know, so it's easy for me to say, I guess. I don't have a one shoe deal either. So like I have several different things as I have going on. But for those people that like ask, like, yo, like, what's this look like, or how's, you know, is this worth it? I don't know. It depends on what you're trying
and you
to do.
also don't know, you know, what worth it is to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, because 5 pairs of shoes over a year span could be worth it to somebody.
Right.
You know, that's $1,000 worth of shoes
No
that they don't
kidding,
have to
yeah.
buy. You know,
Exactly.
So it depends on what's worth it to you, and just kind of play it. Don't let nobody play in your face and ask you for a
Right.
million things
Right.
and only pay you in pennies.
Right.
But if you want to partner with someone and they reach out to you and it seems reasonable, don't allow the idea of, oh, well, this person is getting this, or maybe I can get more. Like, don't let that hinder you from taking a brand up on the opportunity, because worst comes to worst, you're there for a year and then you go off and you realize that's not what you want and you do something else.
Yeah, especially if you're starting out, like you said, like 2,000 followers or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, try it, give it a shot too. You know, as long as it adheres to your values and you don't have to like sell out, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, try it, and if you don't like it,
We don't shame people enough for selling out anymore either.
no.
In what way?
Like, because we in this chase a bag society. So it's like any time you can get some money for doing something that's good. And it's like, no, we used to shame people for that. Like, you know, like like rappers, like punk bands back in the day, like it wasn't cool to have a collaboration
indie,
with Oreos
indie,
or something.
but,
Like, you know, it was like, no, like Sprite commercial? No. Like, why?
Remember when the
PepsiCo?
Beastie Boys a couple years ago sued that they sued like a toy manufacturer that was developing STEM toys for girls.
Yeah.
And they took the song "Girls" by the Beastie Boys. They kind of remodeled it redid it.
Yeah.
And they said, "Look, we made a decision years ago. Our music will never be used for commercial purposes.
Oh, sweet.
So we're going to have to sue you, but we'll take all the money for this and use it towards girls STEM."
Yeah.
You know, but like, don't ever do it again.
Yeah.
You know, because and this is one of the guys has now passed, and they're still holding on to this. Like, this is how it is.
I mean, people would sign a deal with Palantir if they could. They'd sign a deal with Lockheed Martin for the right bag. It's like, no, bro, this is not.
Because they got a bag, too.
Yeah,
They got a bag.
yeah. It's just like,
No,
are you willing to compromise? And everybody don't believe what I believe, but like, are you willing to kind of like sell out for weird stuff?
So I think there's two things. There's two ways to look at it. I think that sometimes, especially from our culture, people selling out was them being successful in a way. And I'm just saying, like, there's sometimes, like, you'll see, it comes off more as hate sometimes, as like, oh, he sold out or whatever. But like, this person sat and thought about how this plays into where they're going and how this helps and what they can do with this, and then they leverage it the way that they need to get where they got to go. And I think that sometimes that's a good thing. But there are moments where only you know for sure how far you sold out. Because if there's something where you took a bag to say a few things that you didn't feel comfortable saying, or you don't even stand by this company, period, then it's easy for us to say that aren't in that position. But at the same time, you do have to decide. To me, you do have to decide what type of who you gonna be.
Yeah.
You know, and who are you gonna be? Are you gonna be a billboard? That's fine too. If that's your decision, and everybody probably knows it already, and they don't think you sold out. Yeah. But if you come up in a way that some of us have to, or have decided to talk about what we stand for, or at least present how we stand in the space, then you got to say no to certain things. Like I said no to something last week that like hurt to say no to. Like it definitely hurt to say no to this thing. But if I did it, I don't think y'all would have blamed me for it.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have been right. And then eventually when you do sell out for certain things and you say yes to a bag that is counter your values, something happens down the road, now you got to back out of that. It's going to take more work for you to have to disalign yourself or unalign yourself with this brand or with this thing, that you knew when you said yes, this is a possibility that this brand's going to continue to go this way. And when they do, you may look weird. Yeah. Because they own your content. They own your face for however long that term says, too. Yeah. Just because I did something like Anytime Fitness, that's on their page forever until they decide to take it off. I can't tell them to take it off their page. It's on mine, too. But you got to make a decision. Like, are you okay with your face being there for the next 5 years?
Yeah, and I'll make it known for our audience now that if you ever see a DraftKings or FanDuel ad on our podcast, is because I got upvoted 2-1 by Gary and Tommie. Because I've made quite a bit of public stances against gambling and I just feel like they unfairly target young men. So I wouldn't feel comfortable partaking in that. So I'll blame Tommie and Gary for that.
No, for sure it won't be me because I know I like to gamble, which is why I don't.
Yeah. And they give you a app with a certain amount of credits. And you might see Gary, know, with a bookie.
All right, so guys, basically what they're saying is if you see a DraftKings or FanDuel logo on a thing,
Tommie's pocketing all the
I absolutely put my foot down and tried to force these guys or trick them into signing something that they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Trick them, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not gambling per se.
It's not really
it's
gambling.
It's responsible gaming.
Yeah, it's responsible gaming. Yeah. And they also have a number for you to call.
All you're doing is just picking the team that you think will win the most points at the end.
Having a commercial followed by a number that you can call in case you have an issue seems to be a problem. Doesn't feel like you should just not be able to have the commercial? My favorite
along those lines. Who's that former Pistons that just got busted?
Malik Beasley.
No, for gambling. With the
Chauncey
whole ring.
Billups.
Chauncey Billups.
Oh, Chauncey. Okay.
ESPN's reporting the story with the DraftKings logo right underneath in the banner.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like right there. Like.
Yeah, and if you have a problem with this, call 1-800. Like, y'all, what?
But it kind of rolls into our next topic, right? It's like, are you willing to stand up for something? Are you willing to? So recently we've seen online fitness influencers kind of get into hot water for choosing to stay out of the fray when it comes to what's going on. Issues, just social issues and things like that. So I guess, Tommie, I would ask, being the biggest influencer in the room.
I don't know why that made me laugh.
Do you understand people choosing to not speak on polarizing topics in their content?
I do. I feel so. I have like a weird relationship with it, and so speaking specifically towards like what's happening now, like in Minnesota or just around the nation with ICE, right? I've thought many times to like say something or post something or write something, but I wanted I made a decision that if I was going to say something about it, I wanted to say it with my voice. And I didn't want to sit and like do like a talking head, like, okay, guys, and then like do that thing. I mean, hats off to people that like did that for their on their platforms. I just didn't feel like that was my thing. But segued. I think that I understand some people who have decided not to say anything for whatever reason, as long as like that reason is if my reason for not saying much is because I don't talk from an expert. I've never come as an expert for running or anything, and I don't know enough about like the political landscape I don't even talk in our group chat about politics too much because I just don't know enough about that. I know where I stand. I know that I'm not with it. I know that I'm not for like the administration that we have right now. I'm anti-ICE in every way possible, but I just don't feel like my platform is for that because I don't have enough knowledge to talk about it in a way that adds to the conversation other than just my opinion. I feel like there's other people on the other side that led up to all this that spoke out of place and shared their opinions that spread more misinformation and have us where we are. I feel like where we are as a community or as a country is because a lot of people speak out on stuff that they don't really know and then just lean in and it's pro these things, but they're saying stuff that isn't true, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm really excited for and proud of, like, and I've reached out to people that I know personally, like Kafuzi and Herm, that use their platforms because they've done the research, they're into it, and they want to speak out in whatever way feels comfortable for them. And I feel very like proud of people that are like that. I understand why people decide not to, but I feel like on the other side of that, you have to me, I feel like if you think that I'm for some of these things, maybe it's naive of me, and maybe y'all can let me know what y'all think, but I feel like if I said that I was pro any of this that's happening right now, people would be shocked.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning of my whole content journey was speaking about being black in America and how I've always spoke for my people and how we have to be positioned in this world or in this space and in content creation and all that stuff. So I just felt like, you know what, this isn't not my fight, but I just don't feel like I'm in a place to speak on it.
Yeah.
That may be wrong, but that's just kind of.
I can understand that perspective because there is value in expertise. There is,
Right.
To me, like the way Kafuzi is doing it. Like he's not necessarily using his voice,
Right.
but he's using his platform to allow other people to speak. You know, so he's making his position clear, but he's also not positioning himself as an expert in the field because, you know, many of us aren't. Like a lot of us do choose to kind of, like there's people on TikTok, the TikTok that I'm on, it leans very left. So when someone kind of breaks from that, the comment section gets crazy.
You mean breaks from that, like they're left mainly, and then then they choose not to speak up?
Yeah, because I mean there are a lot of closeted. I'm not even going.
I guess is the backlash? Because I haven't heard. No one said anything to me.
Yeah.
Like no one said like, why aren't you speaking about it? I feel like maybe it's just people assume, and they're right what they assume.
Yeah.
But is the backlash for people who have used their platform to speak out on certain things and then now they're quiet?
Yeah.
No, I think some of this stuff is just like people want a baseline of, are you against people being dehumanized and American citizens and immigrants being treated like second-class citizens? You know, what we see in Minnesota is not just they're being hostile towards immigrants, they're being hostile to everybody there. And one thing about the responsibility of a large platform is that when things happen in the world, people kind of value what you have to say about it. So if you choose to not even take a stance, but if you refuse to condemn anything, like there's nothing, like if you just refuse to acknowledge anything, I think that bothers people even more than people like making a stance and being like, yo, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's kind of cowardly to like make a video specifically throwing your hands up saying, look, I never made content about this and y'all not going to bully me into making content about this. It's like, okay, sure.
Right.
But there's backlash that's going to come with that. If you can deal with it, then cool. But I don't think everybody has grounds to speak on politics. Right. And I think that's kind of where we've strayed, is that so many people think they have an opinion worth hearing when they don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that some of my reservation on saying anything that I don't know for sure, like, and it's just maybe my opinion, is even like in the running space, not to like try to take the conversation different way, but there's so many people that make content about things that they don't necessarily know, and they're just saying, if your platform is big enough and you say that running 10 miles a day is good for you and blah, 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 that isn't necessarily correct for everybody. It may work for you, but if you say it the wrong way and you position it as in you're coming from this space of like you're, this information is vetted and it's true scientifically or whatever else, it's misleading, you know. And for me, I literally hit up my friends that say things and have used their platform and their voice or their words or their, you know, on threads or whatever to say things like you do. I'm like, hats off to those people, and I just haven't found. I know my way. My way would be to talk about it, you know, and that's pretty much it. I'm not ever gonna. And I also felt like, for me to, I think we all have to stick to the way that we communicate best. I'm not. I thought it was too big of a thing just to go randomly say something on like threads or randomly say something in stories that just doesn't seem like me, and it's just like because a lot of people I watched it happen where it was just like, you just said something to say something.
You just put a black square up on your Instagram. And
that's kind of what I was going to get at too. It's the virtue signaling that doesn't really do anything. I think like Bromka last night, he posted what I had been thinking about all day in terms of that meme that went out yesterday with the Obamas, was this is a distraction of some sort. Like, this is not, this is, you know, whether it was a mistake or wasn't, it's just another thing for to make us go look over there instead of what's actually going on right now. And I appreciate him kind of noting that, because yes, everybody out there was raging against it, which well within the right, and I appreciate it. But
what's happening?
But what's really happening? Like, let's not lose focus here. And the other thing that I was thinking about when I saw this topic come up was, I appreciate that people want to hear from their favorite influencers or their favorite brands as to where they stand in things. What I'm not seeing a lot of is, sure, your favorite influencer or brand came out against whatever. What are we doing about it?
Yeah.
Nobody's saying call your congressman. Nobody's saying go door to door.
It's just a bunch of opinions.
It's a bunch of opinions, but there's not a lot of action going on. And there's so much to be done for this. You can call your congressman. You can go on your marches. You can go to your local phone bank. You can volunteer. There's a lot of things you can spend your money at other places. Find out where your money can be spent that's going to support these kind of causes that you believe in. I'm seeing some of it, but I'm seeing a lot more virtue signaling than I'm seeing calls to action.
Yeah, you use that same energy that you use to be outraged by your favorite running influencer that's not saying something about anything to put actually into action to make change. Like,
I love that part, that concept is like, I think that's why I don't feel me saying something. I know that, like, to me it's like a backing out a bit to say like, nobody cares what I have to say, and that's not necessarily true. And I'm sure that somebody would have felt good. I mean, I did post. I've posted a couple things about it, but I haven't like gone out my way to like make a whole big piece about it or something like that. But then I also feel like I wouldn't even have known. I wouldn't have thought to be like, okay, call your congressman. It would have just been me saying, I don't want, this is terrible, you know. And I do agree that it's all terrible and it's all trash, you know. But I was about to say, I don't know how we got here, but I do know how we got here, you know. And as like a 41-year-old black dude, like, I'm not about to I'm not about to like perform this thing for everybody to make sure y'all know what's up. Like, I've been known where this was going. Yeah. Like, y'all got us here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but at the same time, like if somebody jumps online and they're like, hey, this is what you got to do. I love following people that like have done the research and then they post things that are, it's not just outrage and it's not just F ice, it's F ice. And then here's how to do da da da. Da.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I like, and that's not my wheelhouse, and so I'm gonna stay out the way, and I'm gonna follow, and I'm gonna like, and I'm gonna do what I can, and tell the person that's doing it to like, hey, bro, keep going. This is your bag, you know, and I think that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. Closing up, running is political.
Mm-hmm.
Use your voice. Use your voice, and I'm not gonna say pick your side, but you know, stand on it. Use your voice, stand on it, and
Get involved.
get involved. Do something.
Right.
Don't just talk. Do something.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was heavy. We usually don't get that heavy on the pod.
Yeah, I know. I think I might have just lost like 2 followers. They're gonna be like, bro, say something. Hey, man, F ice.
But if we gonna sell out, if Sour Patch Kids come with a bag, that's my new nutrition sponsor. First I'm sour, then I'm sweet. I'll be whatever you need me to be.
Oh, yeah, like,
Right, bro, looking at the camera. No, but like I appreciate like that's why I'm glad that we're doing this in person, because I feel like, you know, over the laptop, we wouldn't have been able to have that conversation. And I feel like I want us to continue, especially if you listen to this, make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast.
Yeah.
Make sure if you watch this on YouTube, you subscribe and like and all that stuff. But just hit us up too to ask us like what conversation you want us to have. We went from talking about, you know, pooping and Planet Fitness to like what do we think about like what's going on in the world, you know. And I also hate that some of the things that we end up talking about as political have so much to do with humans, you know, in the treatment of humans, you know. So it's not, to me, like that's just baseline. Like this isn't, you know, when I say certain things like, or how I feel about it, it's not necessarily, you know, a political stance. This is like y'all treating people like trash, and I don't, you know, whatever. But I appreciate this platform. I hope that we continue to like have these funny conversations all the way to like really what matters to us. Yeah. So let's keep rocking. Episode number 123 is over. Like, subscribe, all that stuff.
We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.